Hello, Guzzin affiliates and associates, and welcome to your Week 18, Part 4 of the playoff recap. Welcome to the final episode of 2025-2026, your Guzzin affiliates fantasy football season. My name is Michael the Sleek Greek Hajipanos, and I'm here to present you the good, the bad, the downright ugly, the finale of your fantasy football season. Now, without further ado, let's get right into this bad boy. All right, welcome back, Guzzin affiliates. We're going to talk about a few things that happened during your Week 18 notable NFL moments. Let's talk about one. The Jets went the entire NFL season without an interception. Never been heard of before. I think 1933. Can't even read it on there. But 1933, that's crazy. Insane. Talk about another crazy thing that happened, and thank God it did. The terrorist John Harbaugh, fired, gone, zilch, he's out of here. Thank God. That's because this guy, this poor bastard, Tyler Loop, who's probably being hunted in Baltimore this week, missed a field goal. I think it was his second missed field goal of the entire season. So, crazy. I mean, that Steelers-Ravens game was one for the ages. If you're a Ravens fan, it wasn't. If you're a Steelers fan, it was. If you're just a fan of football, it was even better. But yeah, Boswell missed the field goal. I laughed. Then he missed, and I laughed even harder. What a game. Speaking of games, we had the Buccaneers-Panthers game to decide the playoffs. Or so it was originally until the Falcons beat the Rams like last week. And the refs really said, hey, you know what? We're going to give this one to the Bucs. I mean, just missed call after missed call after missed call. Buccaneers squeak away with the win. But justice was served as the Falcons beat the Saints, and the Panthers move on to the playoffs at 8-9. 4 seed against the Rams. It's over. Congratulations to the Rams for winning your first round of the playoffs. That was that. Next, we had the Seahawks claiming the 1 seed against the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey coughed up the ball, basically handed it to another white guy. A little racist if you ask me. But man, what a game. 13-3. It's super exciting. But the Seahawks clinched the 1 seed, and the Niners come to Philly. And I hope Philly kicks their asses. I do not like the Niners. What can I say? I'm not a fan of white quarterbacks. Next, let's talk about the Giants. They can't even lose right. They can't tank correctly. I don't even know if they have the number 1 pick anymore. I think that might be to the Raiders still. I don't know, but they also beat the Chiefs, so there you go. Honestly, without Mahomes, that team looks incredibly bad. So there's that. And then last but not least, let's talk about the Broncos. Broncos got the number 1 seed, clinching it in the AFC. It was very awesome. If you're a Broncos fan, that's great. I know my manager at work is, so that's all he's been talking about all week. But if you're not a Broncos fan, Broncos country, let's ride. So you get it. And that's it. Let's get into your fantasy football recap for Week 18, a.k.a. the championship week. Welcome back, Guzzin affiliates. We're going to talk about your Week 18 fantasy football recap, and it's really easy. Let's talk about the championship game at the top. This is our hatch. This is our team. We bleed blue versus Vin Ezekiel Elliott, and it was a close one. It came down to the wire, but thank you to Puka Nacua, the clutch god, for carrying Vanessa to the win. 187-182. What a performance. Congratulations, Vin Ezekiel Elliott, a.k.a. Vanessa Mav, is your 2025-2026 NFL Fantasy Football Champion. Now, it was a close game. It was amazing. I'm shocked Will made it this far, but he did, so congratulations, Will. You're now second place. Let's get into the third place game. We had the Deacon Johns versus CD's Nuts, and it seems like both of these teams kind of quit, didn't make the championships. They gave up on trying. CD's Nuts, kind of a pitiful end-of-season performance, 129-155. I mean, kind of nothing noteworthy here. Speaking of nothing noteworthy, I mean, Lads Lackeys got last place, if you want to consider that noteworthy, but 180-198 versus Justin Tucker Loves Nautilus. The G's versus Kirk Guzzins. The G's would have won the championship. This is my glaze of the week. The G's would have won if they had just made the playoffs, unless they were playing Kirk Guzzins in week 1. Other than that, they showed that they could beat Kirk Guzzins this week, 233-208. And last but not least, Vice Commish takes it over Stefan. I think it's 186-127. Again, really pitiful all the way around. Season was over for most of these people here. But congratulations to Vanessa. You are the Guzzin Affiliates champion for the 2025-2026 season. All right, let's talk about some other things. Here we go. All right, Guzzin affiliates, we are back, and we're going to talk about here in place of the waiver wire my top 10 picks for next fantasy football season. We're going to start off with number one. I mean, possibly the MVP candidate of the NFL season, Drake May. I mean, wonderful performance. The Patriots are, I think, the number 2 seed right now in the AFC, and they might as well go all the way. If they can beat the Broncos, if they can take it all the way, they could easily hand this over to the next dynasty in New England, which is devastating. But anyways, let's talk about number 2, DK Metcalf. If you want a guy that's going to fight for your team and throw hands, DK Metcalf is that guy. So, viable choice. Next, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, honestly, arguably the best running back in the league, period, especially in terms of fantasy production. And the fact that he has Christian in his name. We all know that God is number 1, so Christian McCaffrey is actually going to go number 3 here because he's not truly God. But next, let's talk about the best quarterback that stepped foot on a field this season, Phillip Rivers. That is my number 4 pick for fantasy next year. I would get ahead of the curve. It might say free agent, but we all know he's going to step back out there and ball out. So Phillip Rivers is up there. Number 5, brand new ankle, brand new CTE diagnosis. Cam Scatterbo is your number 5 pick for the fantasy football season. I trust that his brain will fail, which will make his legs run harder. That's my top 5 pick right there. We're going to go into the next 5. Chase Claypool. Now, this guy had a stellar performance this season. I think about 3,000 receiving yards, 14 touchdowns. He even had 3 passing touchdowns. Now, this was all Madden stats. But other than that, I mean, if he can reproduce what he did in Madden here, Chase Claypool's the guy to go to. Next, we have Kurt Benkert. Speaking of a Madden guy, this is the Madden YouTube GOAT, Kurt Benkert. He knows what he's talking about. He seems smart, so he's top 10 for me. Next, we're going to go to Dwayne Haskins. Now, this is a guy who's a killer. Dead to rights. He's the guy to be out there. Dwayne Haskins, my GOAT, forever and always, Ohio State. Rest in peace. But Dwayne, if you're out there, he's not. He's dead. Next, Brandon Ayuk, number 9. This guy, a wide receiver guru. He knows how to be a baller on the field and definitely make sure he gets his rest time. So he's going to be fully rested by next season. Might be a top 10 pick. And last but not least, if you need a quarterback because you missed out on Phillip Rivers or Kurt Benkert or Dwayne Haskins or Drake May, last but not least, pick up Michael Penix Jr. He's just been good for the Falcons this year. They just got a new they're going to get a new head coach because they fired theirs this year. Michael Penix Jr. might be worth it. But that is my top 10 picks for next fantasy football season. Hopefully you guys get to snag one of these GOATs. And that's all I got for you. Let's move on to the next slide. All right, welcome back, guys. We're going to talk about your best team for Week 18. Now, this one is just combined Week 17 and 18. All together, all at once, we had the G's. I said it's my final glaze, and I'm going to make sure it happens. The G's, the best team of Week 18, and if they were in the championship, they'd be our champions. So let's not forget, the G's are still the GOATs in my eyes. But when asking the G's for a quote, I said, you know what? Let's do one better. Let's have an interview. So inserted right here, I'm going to have an interview with my GOATs, the G's, George and Georgia. Please, enjoy. Okay, well, welcome. I would like to welcome the G's. This is George and Georgia, and this is the final Week 18 interview. This is the best team of Week 18, the G's. And I would like to be able to glaze the G one final time. Yes.
Times 2.
Times 2. Both G's fully glazed. That is what is up. Okay. So we're going to do some kind of lightning round questions here. So when you guys are ready, I'm ready. How do you feel about retroactively knowing you would have three-peated if you made the playoffs?
It's depressing. It took a while to get used to the fact that I wouldn't three-peat. I was getting ready to write on the back of that championship, but it didn't work out. We got Cameron dicked down.
Yes.
Fuck that.
The dick was inside you.
Yeah, but we'll be back next year.
Nice. Okay, well, that kind of leads into my next question. What would you like to say to your fans?
Well, for G Nation, We're gonna be back next year, hungrier, stronger, more unstoppable than ever. We're gonna get our third championship. We're not gonna get robbed by people like Sleepy, Stephanie, however you say it. We don't care. Or early exit Edley, just ass Jordan. Disaster teams. We're not gonna be robbed by them.
No,
Next question.
I respect it. Anything you'd like to say to Kuzi?
You know, he's our inspiration, not just in the football realm, but in life.
Thank you, Kuzi.
Thank you, Kuzi. You know, he's given us everything, mainly just a purpose to live. So, can we actually just give a round of applause for Kuzi? A virtual round of applause.
Next, what do you think is your biggest competition going into next year?
None.
No one.
Yeah, none. Probably ourselves, to be honest. And Cameron Dicker, which we hope to draft next year.
Got it. Want the enemy on your team. Exactly.
Yes.
That makes sense. All right. Do you have a rose and a thorn for the 2025-2026 season?
I guess a rose would be like doing well at the end, but then a thorn would be like doing well at the end, like when it didn't matter.
Mm.
We were putting up like 130 every week for the past like 5 weeks.
Nice. That's kind of like in an interview when you say like my biggest weakness is working too hard. That's nice.
Exactly.
All right. Well, this is a fun one. What is a punishment you guys would like implemented next year?
Mm.
So, this is a good one. Well, we know it's going to be Jordan, so it has to be Jordan specific. It has to be just something terrible, like grotesque, like really bad.
Sorry, Jordan.
He should like have to like punt kick a Make-A-Wish kid or something. I think that'll be good.
Wow. Okay. So the toughest thing is finding a Make-A-Wish kid. Got it.
Yeah.
I respect it. I respect it.
And
All
punt
right.
kick like Randy Orton style.
Full Randy Orton punt kick. Got it.
Yes.
Why'd you stop? Hey, wait! What the hell? Coach, that's John Cena's father! Look at that! Gee, God! Oh my God! Let's go! Oh my God!
Yeah.
All right. Next question, guys. Cheese or blowjobs?
I'm slightly lactose intolerant, so I got to get rid of the cheese.
Well, that is the correct answer. That was a trick question. All right. Did giving up the belt this year hurt more than getting kicked in the balls? Sorry, George. I don't know if you could physically relate to that one, but
But he did take it pretty hard.
Yes, it was worse.
it was worse. That's what I
Thank you,
thought.
AJ Brown. Fuck you.
Who is your way too early #1 draft pick for the fantasy season next year?
Might have to run it back with Bijan. I don't know. He was great for us. He was the only one of the few constants on our team.
Nice. Bijan the GOAT. Got it. Okay, last but not least, question 10. If we could add any 3 people to the league, who would you bring in, past or present?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Right.
All right.
I respect it.
We're gonna go. It's a close one between Epstein or Diddy.
I mean, you got 2 open. You could.
We're gonna lean. No, we can't have both. That's too much. We're gonna lean toward maybe Epstein because him and Michael Jackson can bond. Diddy just Diddy.
Yeah.
He did.
And then third, give me Andre Iguodala.
With the fate of the fantasy season on the line, give me
Yes.
Andre Iguodala.
Andre Iguodala.
No, I respect it. Now, well, I want to thank you guys.
Any question?
Any questions?
Any question? Anywhere in the crowd?
Any questions from the
Oh, you in the
audience?
back. Oh,
You in the
no.
back. I can't hear him. Where's Kuzi? Get Kuzi on here. I
Get
need
Kuzi on the
live
line.
Kuzi.
Forward this to Kuzi. Let's see if he picks up. I don't have any more questions for you guys, but I thank you for joining me. I got one quick one, I guess. I'll throw it in here. If you had to change your team name, what would your team name be next season?
G squared.
Oh, that's
G, G squared. Respect.
that could be good. I do like the play on of the team name. I mean, of the player names. Like, I appreciate the CD's nuts joke, even though they lost first round.
Mm.
You know what? I don't appreciate it because they didn't even have CD's nuts. You know what? Screw that.
Mm.
That's very true.
Maybe
Very true.
you know what? Maybe like a TSG Slayer or something. No matter, you know what? No matter how many championships people can get that aren't us, which won't happen
Which is
often.
2.
Oh
Congrats,
yeah.
Vanessa. Congrats, Vanessa, and everything, but no one has slayed TSG, put him in retirement, and is now forcing him to give this interview.
Forcing.
No one can say that.
It's true. That's true. You do have that on your belt. No one else can say that. That's facts.
That's right.
You
Any
probably would
question?
have. You probably would have had 2 more wins this season if I was in the league. So might have put you in the playoffs.
Maybe,
Mm.
maybe, probably.
I guess we'll never know.
All I have to say is, congrats, Vanessa. You know, hashtag lynch loop, hashtag destroy Dicker, hashtag Koozie4L. That's all I got to say. Anything you want to say?
Congrats, Vanessa. And that's it.
We'll be back, unlike Harbaugh.
The G's are out.
Nice. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys for watching that beautiful interview. It was amazing and stunning, and couldn't have asked for a better interview myself. But one of the quotes that you might have heard in the interview that I have on the screen here, the G's are coming back next year, and we are stronger, smarter, and more unstoppable than ever. We're 2-time champions, tremendous champions. Everybody knows it. And unlike John Harbaugh, we'll be back. Teams like Sleepy Stephanie, Early Exit Edley, and Just Ask Jordan should probably just quit. Total disaster. Cameron Dicker robbed us this season, but that just fuels the fire. Every trade, every waiver, every matchup, you will feel the full force of the G's. Anyone in our way will perish. Oh, and congrats to Vanessa. Hashtag lynch loop, hashtag destroy Dicker, hashtag Koozie4L. And that L could stand for anything you want, but for me, Koozie is life, so Koozie for life. But that is a quote from the G's. They are the best team Week 18, and in my eyes, the honorable champions of the Guzzin Affiliates League for 2025-2026. Hope you enjoyed the interview. Let's get into our next section. Welcome back, Guzzin Affiliates and Associates, and we're going to do a quick recap of the championship results. Now, we already saw it earlier, 187 to 182. Congratulations again to Vin Ezekiel Elliott, one of the toughest names to spell. Just took it all the way just to spite me, but that's okay. We love it. Congratulations, new champion of your Guzzin Affiliates League. So there we go. Officially, Vanessa has the belt. It is in the household, so congratulations to her. And to Will, congratulations on second place, and Doria on third. Wonderful performances there all year round. So I'm happy that that podium looks great. Newcomer CD's nuts. You guys had a chance, and you kind of blew it. But what can I say? There's always next year. And in terms of a recap, let's talk about what the championships fought for. Vanessa can now get a cameo from Vin Diesel. It's been saving up for years, and I think this takes it over the top. So congratulations there. Hopefully we get that Vin Diesel cameo for all of us to see. That'd be really nice. And Will got second place, and I believe there's a second place prize. I'm never sure. I really never pay attention. But for second place, because I try to get first. If I don't get first, you're last. Anyways, in second place, Will, you can finally buy more I Heart Latina shirts. That'll be nice. Add it to the collection. But other than that, that is our championship results. That's our podium. Congratulations to our winners. And let's get into the next slide. All right, welcome back, Guzzin Affiliates and Associates. We're going to get into our end-of-season awards. Now, we had a mid-season awards, and we're going to touch on those a little bit, but we're going to talk about the end-of-season awards, some predictions made early in the year in the initial broadcast to now. Let's talk about it. Let's talk most surprising / underdog. We had the Deacon Johns. My original guess was the Deacon Johns, but it ended up being This Is Our Hadge, This Is Our Team, We Bleed Blue, Will. Surprising, for sure. I mean, made it to the championship game, barely making it into the playoffs. So that was awesome to see. We had champion in the making. I had CD's nuts, and honestly, a pretty good prediction at the start. It didn't end so well for me there, but Vin Ezekiel Elliott really took that throne. So congratulations, Vin Ezekiel Elliott. Slippery Slope, speaking of Vin, I had them there. I thought they were going to probably struggle towards the end of the season. A couple losses right at the end by the playoffs. I was a little nervous. But no, they proved me wrong real quick. Ended up being CD's nuts. From number 1 to number 4 in the playoffs. I mean, that was pretty tough. So CD's nuts ends up being the Slippery Slope end of season award winner. Next, we have our biggest loser and worst team. This one was pretty obvious from the start. Lads Lackeys was the original pick, and Lads Lackeys ended up being literally the worst team statistically. So congratulations to Lads Lackeys for winning that award. It's your choice. Next, we're going to go over Waiver Wire Warrior. This is someone who's going to be active on the waiver wires and do a good job of that this season. I had Stefan being that this year, which wasn't a bad take, but the clear winner here was the G's. I mean, picked up arguably one of the best waiver wire pickups, Michael Wilson, by the end of the season. So, yeah, the G's. Congratulations to them. Waiver Wire Warrior. Next, we have Sexiest Team. Now, this is another one that didn't change at all. Justin Tucker Loves Nautilus went to Justin Tucker Loves Nautilus. Having Dimitri on your team is so vital to being sexy, and it doesn't hurt to have me in your corner. What can I say? These genetics, they pop on screen. Next, we're going to go into your least dominant team. I assume this would be Kirk Guzzins. I saw how they fell off last year. I was thinking a repeat, but no. Vice Commish ended up being probably the least dominant. They got 4 wins. I don't even know how that happened, but it is what it is. And last but not least, I thought the team that would best rebound, the team that would struggle, come back, and have a nice run. I thought that would be CD's nuts, but they proved me wrong from the start by being just so dominant that I was shocked. But Kirk Guzzins ends up taking this award. A team that was struggling for sure at the beginning and picking it up to almost making the playoffs. And if they had, they'd also be very dominant in the playoffs. So Kirk Guzzins, congratulations on being the best rebound. You definitely brought it back. Now come next year, if you just keep up that energy and that mentality, you might win it all. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of skill, a lot of commitment, a lot of late nights, a lot of 4 a.m. waiver wire calls. So keep that in mind. If you guys want to be a champion, it takes commitment. Or you do the Vanessa strategy and just draft the hottest players you can think of, or see. So those are the end of season awards. Congratulations to all your winners. And if anything changed and you guys had your own predictions, maybe they, make your own column and list and put it in the comments. Do whatever you want. It's your life. You can live it. Yeah, that's all I got for this. Let's move into our next slide. All right, Guzzin affiliates and associates. We're going to get into a new section. I like to think of a little predecessor to next year's season. We're going to get into the new team name ideas. If you guys want to change your name, and some of you need to, they're a little outdated, here are some fresh options for you. We're going to start with Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart can easily be turned into, I just darted in my pants. Now we got Bryce Young next. Bryce Young's is really easy. Trump likes him young. That's another one. That's a good idea right there. Cam Ward, an up-and-coming quarterback. If you want some, titans in your team, you go, hey, the psych ward called. They said they know you. It's a good option. Not too bad right there. Tommy Tremble, a nice Panther right here. We got my legs tremble when you're inside me. It's a good option, right? Obvious one here. Let's go Cameron Dicker. Easy one. Ready? Dicker. I barely even know her. I mean, come on. That just writes itself. Next, we have Trey McBride. A little clever one here. Married at McDonald's. Call her my McBride. There you go. There's an easy one right there. We got 3 more for you. We got Kyle Pitts Sr. Now, this one is a little play on of words, too, here. Hey, Stinky, wash your pits, sir. You can do sir instead of senior. You know what I mean? It's a little play on right there. Clever. Very clever. Next, this is one of my personal favorites. Jake Bates, kicker for the Lions. He's probably going to be just as dominant as he was this year, or he has been in past. Let's go vigorously masturbates. I mean, it's right there for you. And last but not least, if he ends up returning from the devastating leg injury, Zach Ertz can easily be turned into, went to a gay orgy, Now my asshole hurts. There we go. Those are just a few ideas for team names. I'd love to see your own takes. Drop them in the comments if you'd like. But man, I'd love to see the new team names come next season. Hopefully some bangers. Let's see what happens. But there we go. Those are the new team name ideas you can bring into the 2026-2027 season. Last but not least, let's get into some TSG news. All right, Guzzins, all good things must come to an end. And to end this one off for the 2025-2026 season, I get to bring you in TSG news. And it was a tough one, I'll tell you that. Let's talk about what happened for New Year's. The answer is nothing. I had the super flu. I was dead. I had 103.5, 104-degree fever for almost 5 days. I died, but I lived. So congratulations to me for living. That is one of the things that happened. Another thing is I caught up to Stranger Things. I thought it was good. I thought Season 8 ended well. I thought it was very clever. Now today is January 7th. It is before 8 p.m. There's a possibility that this still happens. But it's been talked about that there's a secret episode 9, which a lot of people are saying is Conformity Gate. People think Vecna's still alive, and if you haven't watched it, spoiler alert, he died. So everyone who thinks that the ending sucked and that there's a lot of continuity errors thinks there's a secret episode 9 coming out. I've even heard today that there might be another episode dropping Friday because of a teaser from a UK Stranger Things account. I don't believe shit. I just thought it was a decent ending. They missed some continuity. That's it. Next, things coming up, because this is the last one of the season. You might not hear from me for a while. We have the 76ers game, the Greek outing 76ers game, January 31st. Very excited for that. If you haven't paid me, please pay me. But yeah, that'll be super exciting, super fun. It'll be just a great time with everybody, so can't wait for that. And right before that, the week before, we have a bachelor party. So Jordan's bachelor party will be the weekend before. I'm very excited about that. Going down to Florida, good old FL Orida. So, yeah, that's it. That's my TSG news. I'm still getting over this super flu, so wish me luck. But here's to surviving. And here's to surviving next season. I want to wish you guys a very, very, very exciting off season. I hope all your dreams come true. And I can't wait to see you bright and early come next season, right in September, for your Fantasy Football Guzzin Affiliates League for 2026-2027. Signing off, my name is Michael the Sleek Greek Hadjipanos, and I've been honored to bring you weeks 1 through 18 of the fantasy football season. Guys, have a great football break and enjoy the Super Bowl. That's going to be fun. That's the next probably big event. What else can I say? That's it. All right, guys. Thank you. Bye.